So, let's fight against the blue dragon.
Greetings.
Or wait, no. Actually, no. We're not going to fight the blue dragon. Who cares about the blue dragon? Nobody cares about the blue dragonfly. Let's go help the black dragonfly. Who's up here, even though the entrance to the raid is back there for some reason. Don't question it. Don't think about it. No, no. No. Up. Hang on, I don't have a quest to kill you yet. Nice place. I'm trying to decide what I'm more surprised by. That you actually came to the aid of the Black Dragonflight, or that you're in one piece after speaking with Nalus. Her words drip venom, but I suppose Wormrest can keep even our kind in check sometimes. Or perhaps it's just the armies of the Red Dragonflight that are massed around her. This goes real quick. Now I can kill people. Ahem. We will spare no one. Outside, the lowly acolytes and the skeletal servants shame my land with their presence. Slaughter them all. We're drawing power from the bones of dead brothers. I have no love for the cult, but I'm baffled by their audacity. There'll be no mercy for them. Not that I ever would have anyways. I'm sure they have no place to flee when the slaughter starts. Place a destructive ward at the path that leads out of the shrine, where the road starts to give way to snow. Defend it until it is fully charged. So now we'll be helping the Black Dragons fight against the Scourge. Boy, that's a weird thought, considering what the very next expansion is going to be. Well, if there's one thing we know about the Black Dragons, is that they are all incredibly evil. You might be wondering, why? Well, believe it or not, it's a curse. It is a straight-up curse. They are more or less infected with old god influence. So they're literally cursed into being stupid Sith, excuse me, as just part of their makeup, their biological makeup. Now, you might think, surely there's a way to fix that curse. Yeah. All you would need to do is somehow find some way to actually cleanse either an individual or a group of them, and then have those be able to then carry on the line. Or, quite possibly, be able to then, just be able to uncurse more of them. After all, old god corruption isn't permanent. And if there's one thing that arcane magic, that is to say Titan magic, is very, very good at, it is ending old god corruption. Now we're going to sit here and be bored for a minute while we do an escort quest. I do like the idea that they've just raised Burning Dead here. Because why not, right? What else are you going to do? We're just going to chill here for a moment. Our regen kicking. Whoop. It's okay. They still bleed for some reason. They should probably be immune to bleed. We're not going to think about that too much. No, don't think about it. Stop thinking. This is not the place for thinking. That's true, they do have marrow. Nope. Caught myself thinking. Sorry. There we go. Quest complete. So whatever you do not think about pink elephants. Don't think about pink elephants. Nobody's listening to today. So I do want to give a small public apology. So I kind of hate questing through Wrath. There's some good stuff here, and I anticipate Wrath will be a net positive expansion, especially on the story axis, but questing in Wrath is just slightly better than questing in BC. And so I've been in kind of a permanent bad mood, especially since I went straight from questing in BC to questing in Wrath. I do apologize for that. I will try not to let my grousing be more visible. Excellent. When they begin to flee in fear, the ward shall be there to wish them a fond farewell. The Cult of the Damned has not come to just extract power from dead dragons. I suspect I know what they're up to, but I need you to prove me correct. I will grant you the guise of this dead necrolite. Proceed to the back of the cave and confirm their intentions for me. I will watch through your eyes, but be cautious. Any damage done is likely to break the fragile illusion. Are you absorbing his image? I'll take that as a yes. Why am I suddenly female? I mean, not that I'm complaining. I do need 10 minutes alone in the bathroom now. Although, would that qualify as taking some damage and shattering the illusion? Hi, Magister. Do I have the old? I think I have some of the old, only some. I have some of the old female features, but some of the new ones. Yep. Dark portals definitely lead to the light. That's just logic. Make everything darker, the light will shine even brighter. Sunrise, sunset. Yeah, I think I agree. As a reminder, oh my goodness, they're making magma worms. You are a black worm no longer. Go and serve the scourge. Can I just kill him now? Save us a lot of time. No. Okay. Anyways, as a reminder, we'll be doing 2 dungeons soon-ish. For anybody who wants to participate in those, I would love to have you. We're going to be doing the Nexus and then the Oculus back-to-back. And immediately after that, we're going to do the Eye, but of course, Eye is, a raid. A raid that used to be functionally impossible to solo. It does need to be time walking. As usual, the range is 26 to 67. No, that's wrong. 25 to 67. Sorry. That sounded wrong. Hopefully I'll get to the part soon where I have to freeze my own experience. That's kind of the goal here. I, of course, am completely role agnostic, so I need at least a tank or a healer, and then some deeps. So we'll be walking in, so faction does not matter at all. We've still got like a good hour, so there's no huge rush. We got to do some quests here and then some quests there. 2 quest hubs left. We have the Black Dragonflight. We have rained destruction on the lands of Azeroth for thousands of years. The decrepit cult of the damned worships death, and will be glad to oblige. One of the cultists seems to have stumbled on our blade and died. The cave beyond is swarming with cult atrocities. There's only one way to deal with such creatures. You know what to do. I sensed a large accumulation of magic in the ruins we witnessed when we were scouting them. I will not have you toy with extracting the magic. The most straightforward solution is the most effective one. Stamp out the runes. In vanilla, I had several mains, Magister. That's been true for all of my career. I've never really had just one main, with one exception. So in vanilla, I was a mage, a paladin, and a warrior. Not in that order. It was actually paladin, warrior, mage. I believe was the exact order of that. In BC, it was... Oh, geez. Mage, priest, then hunter, then warrior, then druid. Then in Wrath, I've just bounced back and forth between warrior and druid, tank and healer. Then in Kata, well, Kata's when I was all on my own. I was mostly just left to my own devices, so I didn't have a main at all in Kata. I just played whoever. We'll be doing Nexus and then Oculus. It's in the Coldarra in the Borean Tundra. Like I said, you got some time. Take some time. Take some time. We got a good hour plus before we get there. I just thought I'd warn people in advance that that's something that's happening. Giving people some advance notice. Over at FF14, I've usually got like a squad of 10 people roaming around trying to enter dungeons, so they usually know where the dungeons are before I do. Here we're kind of the flip side of that. I have a much smaller pool of people to group from, and most people don't know when we're doing what. So I'm going to try and keep people informed. Also, this is one of the only quests where the Cult of the Damned actually beg for mercy as you're killing them. Which is just kind of weird, honestly. And only really has anything to do with the fact that you're playing as part of the Black Dragonblight. Because again, they really want you to be able to play as the bad guys. But they won't commit to that. Like seriously, just make us work for the Legion. Or the Scourge. Or the Old Gods. We have plenty of bad guy factions. No, I have not yet done the Coldarra chain. That is the second quest hub we need to do. I was sort of deliberately saving it for when we get there, since that'll lead directly into the Nexus. Nothing actually leads into the Oculus, so that's whatever. Quest flow. How does it work? I mean, we already see a little bit of the Black Empire. And then we see a little bit more of the Black Empire. Then we see a little bit more, a little bit more. We've seen a bunch of it periodically. I get your point, though. I don't want to work for the Black Empire, though. I don't think I can do that, honestly. That's a bit much. Undead Legion? Sure. Or rather, Burning Legion? Sure. Undead Scourge? Sure. Black Empire? Pass. One of my favorite tidbits about the Black Empire is actually in Dragonblight. It's really, really messed up. Don't worry, I'll read it when we get there. See, the problem is I kind of don't like the War of the Ancients, and I never have. If I had the choice of working for the Burning Legion in the War of the Ancients, or the Black Empire during the time of the Black Empire, I know which one I'd pick. For the Legion, we will destroy everything. Purge everything. Burn everything. Yes, we must have more fell power. With this power, we'll finally be able to bring our enemies low. And then, well, then we'll have like a few millennia of torment and suffering. But then it'll be worth it, because we brought our enemies low. It'll be great. It'll be glorious. Oh gosh. What really irritates me is if you actually sit down and figure it out, there's actually quite a few original races. Just most of them are really tiny races over to the side that most people forget even exist. So yeah, we got the Tarans, we got the Pandarans, we got the Trolls. And then there's like 15 others that nobody cares about. Hearing their screams, watching the last life fade from their wretched bodies. It's invigorating, is it not? I relish it. Good, there is more to be done. With the cult's ranks thinned and some of their power stripped, it's time to strike at the source of the corruption. Yeah, I could have done this earlier, but whatever. I'll just go kill this guy. Kind of in a hurry here. I can go the right way. That's not right. There we go. Whee! Oh, agreed, Kira knows, absolutely. And that's not even a hot take. I'm sorry, we've said it before, we'll say it again. The reason that the orcs are supremacist... The reason the orcs are supreme... Still the wrong word. The reason the orcs are a superpower and the reason the humans are a superpower is because orcs versus humans. And I'm sorry, the very concept of going back to basics is dumb at its very offset, isn't it? Like, imagine a Star Wars film that wants to go back to its basics with A New Hope. Or, I don't know, a Star Trek that wants to go back to its basics with The Cage. How about a Mega Man game that's just like Mega Man 1? Like, it doesn't work, you know? Sup? Done. So many magnificent worms wasted. What magic could do this? Foolish errand boy, you will die for interrupting my work. Oh no, he's gonna kill me. It's funny, I feel like I'm going extremely slow, Barton. That might just be my impatience with the Wrath quest. Again, I do apologize for that to everybody. Let's see. Let's grab... the bubble ability over there. We'll do Ragefire much, much later. Ragefire has actually been overhauled more than any other dungeon in this game. Because we had the original vanilla, then we had the Kata revamp, then we had the Pandaria revamp, and I feel like the... Oh, we also had a scenario. That's what I was thinking of. Technically, we also have a raid version of it, too. So, yeah. See, that would have been an interesting take, Overlord. Not Overlord. To be clear, I do not think they took that take, because I don't think they bothered to earn that, but it will be an interesting direction to go to. The Nexus. Kira White Noise, the Nexus in it here. It's right there. It's right up here. The bones of my brood have been spared this filth. You have served me well, and as such you'll be rewarded appropriately. Thanks, I think. You can leave now. Go tell Nala she missed out on a good slaughter. There is one of the upcoming dungeons, and that is to say the ones in Cataclysm, that we're going to have to do a little bit weird in order to show it off properly. But we're going to do it because it's worth it. It's the only dungeon we're going to do unsynced. I'm actually kind of sad about that, but we'll make it work. Unless... I should do a tech test about that. See if I can make that work. The upcoming dungeons will be done on the whole... Not that it actually matters. When you're just walking into a dungeon, you can just go as whatever. You can't queue with the other side for no reason. You can just walk in. Listen, remember, orcs versus humans. We have to get back to our basics. Like Super Mario Bros. 1. We have to focus on Mario Bros. 1. Badger says you can queue now. I don't believe you. So let's prove you right and or wrong. Someone hop on the Alliance, please. Anybody, really. No rush, Bergman. If they patch this, I need to know about this. I mean, yeah, we've literally had cross-faction stuff since Warcraft 3! Sorry, I swear I'll shut up about it at some point. Probably around Dragonblight. I guess I'm going to invite Braywin here. Oop. Then I'm going to queue. I am a tank. Yay. You cannot queue in a cross-faction group. There it is, right there. Even got a tooltip specifically saying why we can't do it. So we could walk in to a dungeon, but we cannot queue for it. That is complete nonsense. Honestly, I was hoping you were right, Magister. I would much rather they actually had fixed that nonsense, you know? Like, ostensibly they will at some point, right? Like, there's really no reason for that to exist. Like, considering we can group up and can do dungeons together, why bother having the thing so we can't queue for dungeons together? Like, what's the point of that limitation? Yeah, I tested it just a second ago. I love these low drop rate quests. I wake up in the morning, I think, you know, if I don't have the chance to take in the sights, breathe deep all the pollen that's here, you know, I would never appreciate this land. If not for the fact that I was, you know, being forced to constantly be going through this stupid quest. Getting these stupid seeds. Let's go! Let's go! Let's get out of here. Okay, we're done. We're done. I mean, hi.
My faith in Marithra is unflagging.
Even though I can feel the pulse of nature from these seeds, we must put them to good use. Since we only have 3 seeds, we must put them to best possible use. Your targets are one of the reanimated frostworms circling the north, near Galakron's Rest, Turgid the Vile in the ruined barracks to the east, and Overseer Deathgaze into the northeast. While the seeds would outright destroy one of the lesser scourges, they will greatly weaken these 3, so much so that you can kill them all on your own.
Let your dreams guide you.
Need help?
Oh, it's you. I'd hoped Cerno would simply return himself once the task was done. I suppose he's distracted by something or another to kill. He's missed out on a gloriously messy battle. You still here? I'm done with you.
Be careful.
Thanks for the money, I guess. Weirdo. I could see it working, Mad Overlord. Like I hinted at earlier. I'm not against the idea overall. Is this him? No, I'm looking for the worm. If you've ever seen Star Trek Enterprise, you may or may not be aware that... I just need any of them, don't I? That one of the dominant themes of Season 4 is that the humans are pathetic and worthless and terrible, and nobody cares about them because they're newcomers on the interstellar scene. Wow, that is a long throwing arm. Look at that. Ooh. I got some throwing strength. Holy crap. And because of the combination of the fact that the humans are willing to talk, that nobody really takes them seriously, and they don't have any bad blood with everyone else, the humans are the ones who actually are able to coordinate with the other races and form the first coalition of planets. Now that's actually an awesome story arc, which I'm completely down for. The problem is, the episodes had to really earn that, right? Like, there were multiple story arcs devoted towards that, and then it was always a background element as other stories were progressing. What I'm trying to say is I could absolutely see this kind of a thing working in Warcraft, they just haven't earned it at all. You know? Like, the humans are in such a pathetic, low-nothing state, on the verge of self-destructing and practically not even functioning as a major polity anymore. But they're willing, and indeed need, not him, to get everyone else to the table, because otherwise they're screwed. There's this wonderful tidbit, this is a very minor spoiler, where one of the humans actually accepts the idea of being sacrificed, more or less literally, in Star Trek, because he's the one person that nobody cares if he dies. Please don't throw up on me. Thank you. Cockroaches. Humans are cockroaches. But no. I do apologize. It's a fascinating thing to discuss, but from the perspective of a review, I think that the human supremacy thing is definitely a negative. They've never earned it. Ever. There are many ways, which has been proven in chat by now, by talented people like yourselves, to try and make it make sense that the humans end up being such a unifying power. But no, instead they're just on top of everything. Like, even just in terms of visual design, which is one of WoW's biggest storytelling points, take a look at Stormwind for a second. That is not a species who are doing badly on any shape, sense, or form. That is a species on the peak of empire, right? They're on top of their game. Like, even when they added that giant-ass harbor in Wrath, and then later for Legion. And who led the charge into Northrend and against the Legion? Oh, that's right, it was the humans. Yeah, back when Varian... I'm saying that wrong. When Varian had successfully become an actually interesting character, yeah. Is that everything? Yep, okay, cool. Oh yeah, someone suggested something. I don't know where that option is, or if such an option even exists. Let's see anyway. Oh well. Someone suggests the idea of having a toggle, or, you know, when I'm out of combat, the HUD goes away, but I do not see such an option.
It is Lord.
Excellent. As I suspected, I shall attempt to contact Ysera and see if she approves. If she can be coaxed from her nightmare, of course. Damn it, Ysera, stop having nightmares. God!
We live in
Too soon,
interesting
Ysera.
times.
2 scoops.
You need something? Have a good one.
You must be Zadash. The Queen informed me you'd be coming. If you're willing, we're in great need of your assistance.
Be careful.
That's a daily? Oh, no, I guess that does make sense. We did that, we did that, we did that. We're actually... okay. Okay, yep, alright. So then we fight against the blue dragonflight over there for a while. But now we head west. I don't even mind humans as a species, I mean. They're mildly interesting. I think they're more interesting than most fictional humans. You know, tying their background to the Titans was actually a really interesting concept. like dailies, right? Wait until we get to Pandaria. I'll bury you in dailies. Interestingly enough, we are now done with the Dragonblight. Can I get like a flex for that, for the fact that we've actually finished a zone? And it's one of the bad zones. I do agree the Kultirans are definitely interesting. I kind of wish we had more than Stormwind humans. I mean, we do. We have Stormwind humans and Kultiran humans, but I don't know. I used to main Stromgarde back in Warcraft 2, you know? Where's our Dalaran humans? Where's our Alterac survivors? Where's our Stromgarde humans? Where's our, oh god, what else? I can't remember any of the others anymore. I know most of the human kingdoms got smashed, but every human kingdom got smashed. So, like, we could play a survivor from wherever. We already have Gilneans, too, while we're on the subject. Yeah, they keep teasing they're going to do something with Stromgarde, and then they never do. Okay, him.
The dark times will pass.
I told them all that I remember. Why don't they believe me? I was gathering herbs near the rift. They came from nowhere. Dark wizards with magical beasts. I was surrounded. A magical box appeared above me and pulled me inside. Just as it began to close around me, my rescuers swooped into the backs of red drakes. It was breathtaking. I never thanked them for saving me. Please find them and pass on my gratitude.
Be ready for anything.
Sure. I can do that. So, very small visual storytelling point. There used to be a bridge here. Emphasis on used to. They didn't really even acknowledge it. There's just the remains of the bridge that used to go in here. The bridge used to lead to a cave. Very blocked in now. And I'm pretty sure if we go to the other side of this... Not sure where it's at exactly. Maybe I'm wrong. Usually these kind of things have like an exit portal, but it looks like they just have the one side. Oh, never mind. Ignore me. Still, that's how you used to get into here. Until they broke the bridge. Frickin' foes. And there's our final buff. So right now we have all 3 buffs of Berserk. Which means Berserk is still a 3-minute cooldown. However... it reduces the cooldown of Mangle, Thrash, and Growl by 50%. It increases your haste by 15%, and it reduces rage cost of Maul by 50%. And then you also reduce the cooldown of Frenzied Regeneration by 100% and Iron Fur by 50%. What's funny, if you're paying attention, all 3 of these serve a different purpose, so you can pick just 1 or 2 if you prefer. I like to have all 3 because this means I can use it for mangling the hell out of something, mauling the hell out of something, and living, all with the same button. Anyways, let's go torture some people.
Need help?
You can tell your friend that her rescue is our pleasure, as well as our duty. Our encounter was but a small piece in what I believe to be a large puzzle. Dalaran is sparing no effort in solving this mystery, and to be honest, we could use a bit of assistance.
Be careful.
Greetings, I am Donovan, a loyal representative of Dalaran. Forgive my abruptness, but we find ourselves in the midst of a crisis. Mages all across Azeroth are being abducted, and I have been authorized to conscript anyone who is able to assist in unraveling of this mystery. The camp just south of ours is where the investigation begins. I call upon you to rescue the imprisoned mages held there. You must obtain a key from the mage hunters to open up the prison.
For the Alliance.
Yes, let's finally see what's going on with the blue dragonflight, shall we?
Light be with you.
Greetings, I am Garen of Dalaran. Not long ago, the Rift was a peaceful place, geothermally speaking at least. Recently, though, earthquakes have occurred with alarming frequency, and scars in the earth have appeared, exposing unique energy fields of chaotic power. My mission here is to chart and monitor these anomalies. My instruments indicate that another has appeared on the cliff face to the southwest.
Go with honor, friend.
Okay, well, let's do that first, because that quest sucks. I can't remember where it is. Nope, it's further down. I was right. Huh. This looks familiar. Well, we know what's going down here now, don't we? the humans fearmonger in order to retain power. That's a good way to make them worse. I mean, like, more evil, you know. Interesting place. Oh, there we go. Let's go free someone, shall we? Be free. No. Okay. Yeah. Be free. God dang it. That would be funny. The Alliance is like, you don't understand, the Horde's gonna kill us all. And Thrall's like, why are they so hostile? Thrall, why'd you call your organization the Horde? Huh? Why would that be a problem? Thrall. Buddy. What? Be free, arcane prisoner. Without your help, I would have become one of them. Interesting. That is how the Blue Dragons are recruiting, of course. Join or die is what the offer they give to all mages. A lot of mages joined.
What can I do for you? Light bless you.
Did you feel that? It was just an aftershock. You should have been here a few minutes ago. I'm afraid I must call on your services again. My instruments indicate there's an immense disruption just west of here, far beneath the water surface. Just as before, I need you to take the Arcanometer and capture the data. Okay.
For the Alliance. Greetings.
You've done well. The Kirin Tor graciously accepts the assistance you have rendered. Know that any service you provide will not go unrewarded. Please accept this humble offering as a token of our appreciation.
Go with honor, friend.
Now, we have a situation. I've just learned that one of our archmages en route from Dalaran has gone missing. Naturally, we suspect the mage hunters are behind her disappearance. Time is of the essence. We must know what has become of Lady Evanor at once if we're to have any hope of rescuing her. Here, take this device. Return to Barrel Point and use it on the sorcerer when he's near to death.
Be careful.
You want me to what now? I guess I'm just capturing an enemy prisoner? That's not too bad. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Okay, sure, I'll go capture an enemy prisoner. Meanwhile, this is what's going on underwater. There's a lot of arcane energy just kind of flowing down here. I wouldn't get too close to that. I mean, I'm with you, Linear. I don't mind the old god being here because it is given a lot of screen time, so it is a major MSQ chain. But yeah, we've had a lot of side stuff as we've been going. Honestly, the Scourge have so far been just like the side story in all the content we've covered so far. And we're about 3 zones in now. Okay, so I need to not kill someone. This is very important, okay? Don't kill... Okay. Okay, I've got this. Just need to not kill this guy. Hey, I didn't kill him. There we go. Come here, boy. Come here, boy. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Oh, jeez, I'm actually faster than him in dragonflying form. Holy crap. Alright, well, let's go up. Come on up. Come on up. Come on, come on. There you go. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Come on. Yanking on the chain. Come on! This guy used to adapt to your speed. I think he doesn't know how to deal with dragonflying because he's slower than I am, even when I'm on the ground. It was really funny doing this quest with an old flying man because he'd just be like, ah! Brought you a present.
King's honor, friend. Light bless
It
you.
was how big? It's impossible. I need to report this to Dalaran at once. I need to compile my notes and prepare a presentation. While I do, Go visit the Winterfin Cavern to the north. This is your go-to for figuring out where the Druid quest is. You know, the one to go be a Murloc. Okay.
Light bless you. Well met.
Excellent work. We'll have him prepared for his interrogation at once.
Go with honor, friend.
Video. Oh. You threw me there for a second, Bragwin. Not gonna lie. It's like, what? Listen closely. There's not a moment to spare. Your prisoner is being prepared for interrogation. Okay, so we're just gonna ask him some questions, right? Like some basic questions. We're not gonna torture him or anything. Like, we've done so much torture already in this expansion. Let's not up the torture ratio, shall we?
For the Alliance.
Like, come on. So let's see. How do we convince him? We can offer him amnesty. We can try to bribe him. We can try to relate to him. I think amnesty. So it's kind of a combination, right? We'll be like, hey, we'll let you off easy. And also, you know,
Greetings.
we'll just relate to him.
Light bless you.
It is fortunate you're here. You see, the Kirin Tor Code of Conduct frowns upon taking extreme measures, even in desperate times. You, however, are an outsider and are not bound by such restrictions, and could take any steps necessary in the retrieval of information. Do what you must. We need to know where Lady Evanor is being held at once. I'll be busying myself organizing these shelves. Oh, here, maybe you'll find this old thing
For the
useful.
Alliance.
What did you just hand me? Neural Needler. Inflicts incredible pain to target, but does no permanent damage. Made in Dalaran. Pathetic fool. A servant of Malygos would sooner die than aid the enemy. Do your worst, Druid. I'll tell you nothing. Nothing. Release me. I'm no use to you. I swear it. Stop. I beg you. Please stop. Please. Alright, I'm beaten. Your precious Archmage is held in the prison, elevated and sealed. Even if you manage to reach her, Salrant herself holds the key. Your mission is folly. Enough! I've already told you all I know. Your continued abuse is senseless. No, this torture is inhumane. You have what you want. Why don't you just kill me?
Well met.
Excellent. It was crucial we collect that intelligence. Well done,
Go
friend.
with honor, friend.
Yeah,
Careful.
uh-huh. That's just, okay. I mean, okay, so first of all, we tortured people as the Death Knights. Remember that? And then we tortured people as the Forsaken when we were torturing the Scarlet Crusaders. And now we torture one of these guys. And all three of our targets are people who are bad people. But that doesn't make the torture acceptable. And it's weird. Because, you see, if I had a nickel for every time I torture someone in this expansion, I'd have 3 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's kind of weird that it's happened 3 times.
Need help?
Yeah, by the way, WoW is very much a product of its time. Remember, this came out about 2008, I want to say? And so a whole lot of these... almost every expansion has a commentary on something. Something in one direction or another. And you'll see a lot of that, especially when we get to the more modern stuff. Forgive me, I know that was unpleasant work. Were it not for the desperation of the circumstances, I never would have asked you to assist us in such manner. Why do you have multiple of those things? We don't mean she will be saved. I must remain here and aid in the rescue preparations. I call upon you again.
Be careful.
Go. All we know about this Sauron figure is that she cannot be named harmed so long as her shield is intact. We've customized a special explosive that should strip her of her protection. Okay. Right here, right? I think it was 2009. And yeah, it makes a lot of sense when you consider the timeline. Destroy the key. Your cherished Archmage belongs to Malygos. Looks like... Oh, there it is. Looks like I can loot that, but... It just took a second to reset it. I like this one mage tower just in the middle of nowhere here.
King's honor, friend.
Have you collected the key?
Light bless you.
Broken.
Go with honor, friend.
These delays, the one thing we can't afford right now. As much as I hate to disturb Lord Suristraz, he's our only hope. Bring him the key fragments and hope his mood is favorable.
For the Alliance.
You dare approach me, mortal. For the sake of your unborn children, pray that your cause is worthwhile. This is what red dragons used to be. Remember, they're the good guy dragons. That's not a joke. This is true for going back quite a ways. It wasn't until, honestly, circa Kata that the dragons started chilling out a bit. The frivolous games you play here are of no consequence. You and your Dollar and allies pick at loose threads while the fabric of this world's future is being shredded. Still, this may provide my Drake some needed amusement. Show me your key. The key is forged anew. Now heed my counsel. Succeed in your endeavor or die trying. For if a single scale fails from one of my drakes, I shall hold you personally accountable. Nice guy. Alright, let's do it.
What can I do for you? Light bless you.
Blast me attack. Let's go.
Be careful.
Ba -ba -da -ba. Get rid of talent points. Me too, Hazardous. Don't worry, we got the Great Depression next. That'll be great. I mean, it's probably noteworthy that quite literally the first quest we do for the Red Dragons over in Dragonblight is, hey, go help them to make up for the fact that we used to enslave them. Thank you, friend of Dollar. You're welcome. We must interior. Stay close. I'll take us somewhere safe. Okay.
Well met.
Your heroic efforts shall not be forgotten. Please accept this with my sincere gratitude.
Be careful.
I'm aware of your recent deeds here, and again, thank you. As for this local menace, we've learned all we need to know from them. They'll be dealt with in short order, under more important issues. Azeroth needs you. The region just west of here is in center of an urgent crisis. Something we're going to call the Nexus War. Dun dun dun. Wah, 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 wah. That's a good question, actually, as Mirrostar. Because, yeah. I mean, I hope all of the Dragon Maw are super dead, too, in that same line. Or at least the ones that were, you know, that way. We speak again. When you've heard my words, you may wish we had not. I've been mindful of your efforts. Do not feign surprise. Surely you felt my eye upon you. The time has come to peel back a layer of darkness from your mind. There are stark truths you have grown ready to accept. Before hearing the tale, you'll be shown firsthand what we face. Put your affairs in order, Druid. Ah! Listen, we're the hero, Lunareth. We did this. We good. We do good. So, welcome to the Coldarra. Can I just say, plus to brickwork. We haven't given a lot of zone brickwork positives yet in Wrath. And don't worry, that trend has officially reversed. Pretty much from now on, we're going to start finally giving brickwork positives. Look at this. Look at this. The frost chains with, like, icy winds going between them. The magic water that's pouring out of it. The power that's funneling up through the Oculus into the rift. This is a Wrath zone, and it looks good today. Look at this place. Look at this place. That's true, Kira knows. And here's the mage outpost. And appropriately enough, there are several war mages maintaining an illusory bubble. So nobody else can see it. And unlike most outposts, this is just quite literally, it's 3 tents and a campfire. Yeah, no, this place looks legit. It is functionally its own zone, even though it's actually a subzone of the Borean Tundra.
Light be with you. Go with honor.
Welcome to Coldarra. Under the Transitus shield, we lie hidden just a stone's throw from the Nexus, fortress of the great aspect Malygos and his blue flight. Do make yourself comfortable.
Light bless you.
So, let's do this.
Go with honor.
I had hoped the Nexus's impact was limited to this region. Recently, though, reports have flooded in from all over Azeroth, including Dragonblight. We actually saw that. Remember those dead Tuskar? I need the Nexus monitored regularly as I work to develop a solution. I've placed sensitive instruments around Coldarra, disguised as Malygos' scrying orbs. 1 lies in the trench near the Nexus, and 3 are in the structures around the perimeter.
Be careful. For the Alliance.
It's become clear the instability in the region has had an effect on the indigenous creatures. Yeah, duh! I've taken a particular interest in the glacial ancients and their recent adaptations. I suspect the transformations into these magic-bound ancients may hold clues to our predicament here.
Be careful.
This is war. We're on the tip of the spear. Your little spats over land or currency pale in comparison to this conflict. So why is this, like, the side quest then, you little jackass? We face the aspect Malygos and his entire blue dragonflight. All you need to know is that if he is victorious, this world shall be no more. We are here but few, but we fly against many. Our deaths are all but certainty, and our ultimate success lies in merely delaying the enemy. Go busy yourself while I decide what to do with you. You can tell he's a red dragon because he's an arrogant pissant. Alright, so.
Good day to you.
Frickin' dragons, am I right?
See you around.
What a relief to see a fresh face. I was beginning to feel we've been forsaken. Our supply lines were cut off days ago, and things have been looking, well, bleak. To be honest, this was a suicide mission to begin with, if you ask me. Maybe I'm simply not cut out for all this violence, to say nothing of the bitter cold. I'd much rather be in Dollar and studying text. Anyways, to the point, our food supply is nearly spent. Please gather what you can.
See you later. Have a good one.
We'll come back to that.
Safe travels.
So yeah, as you can see, this is not what this place is supposed to look like. Since we've already seen some of the magical corruption elsewhere, which is why I did this in this order, you can really tell that this place really has been shredded by all the magical energy and ley line stuff that is being pumped through here artificially. I actually wonder what the Coldarra used to look like. Although, considering we see a place like this in Dragonflight, I suppose I have my answer, don't I? It's not nearly as messed up. Remember, what he's doing is extremely brute force. This is like terraforming with a backhoe. Like, I need to dig a trench. No regard for the safety or sanctity of the land, or the species, or anything whatsoever. And that's why while this place is absolutely swarming with blue dragon minions, it also has people like these. Ents, who of course, because of the sheer amount of magic that's been pumping through them, well, they're not doing well. Most natural creatures don't do well to raw magic being thundering through them. In fact, as much as arcane magic can be extremely positive of an effect on natural life, the fact is it needs to be very, very, very carefully controlled. Otherwise, bad things happen, like explosions and death. We'll be talking about that later too. Yeah, exactly. Bury a line of nukes. We just need to dig a trench, sir. Bury the line of nukes. Okay, sir. We're sorry. Okay, now, detonate the nukes. All at once or like in a line? All at once. You realize it's on a fault line, sir. Don't care. Need a trench. Okay. It's not like Malygos was ever known for his subtlety. I mean, you don't make a character voiced by Cam Clark and then make them subtle. Oops. For the longest time, there was this argument. I don't remember who it was. Someone in my guild was arguing that Malygos was not voiced by Cam Clark, and it's like, really? He's not even changing his voice. He's just Cam Clark. That can't be Cam Clark. No, that's Cam Clark. Nah, anyways, it's Cam Clark. just to give that away. Why don't I have... There's a talent I'm missing or something. And I should have it already, but I clearly don't. Yeah, true enough, Gearwinwis. And as was pointed out earlier, he is rather Titan-thinky, as honestly all the aspects are to some extent. So you've got someone who's a stubborn asshole who has no subtlety, who is insane, who also happens to be very rigid and stubborn in his thinking. Yeah, that tracks. There we go. Oh yeah, also untreated trauma. For 10,000 years, that's still stupid. Oh, speaking of which, negative to story, 10,000 years. I tell you, I'm going to give a negative every time it shows up. I'm sorry. That's just how that is. What am I going for right now? Nothing, I guess. We'll go with that. Why, Masculine? If you don't mind my asking. Yeah, it's cold. It's a cold Coldarra. It's Coldarra. I was even just double checking myself to make sure that it was in fact what I thought it was, which it is. I don't know. I guess I'm weird. I like stuff like that. I mean, one of my character names is Marrow Frost. I don't know what you want from me. Let's see. How about Magic Dara? See, that doesn't work. Cold Volcano? No, that doesn't work. I've got it. Frozcano. What do you think? Is it perfect? Or is it perfect? What do you mean it's terrible? What do you mean I can't name things worth beans? Okay, fine. We'll just stick with Coldarra then. Screw it. Whatever. Frozcano. Actually does sound like a sci-fi original movie, doesn't it? Excuse me. A sci-fi original movie. Movie. I cannot talk today. Movie. Movie. I also need the one up here. Yes, a movie. Listen, Linnerth, I just want them to suffer. I feed off their suffering. I must kill things. Well, that's not true. Killing things doesn't satisfy me. I need them to suffer and feel pain. Then, and only then, can I truly be satisfied.
Need help?
Excellent. This completes my report. I'll be sure to mention your kindness to the council. Thanks.
Go with honor, friend.
Yes, I'll take the upgrade. Yeah, the thing is, Illidan was functionally in stasis. No real knowledge or acknowledgement of passage of time. Not really. Malygos was just sitting there, like, Playing WoW for 10,000 years. And I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Like, could you imagine? I guess I'll make my 15th Druid alt. Sorry, double checking something really quick. Okay. It could be worse. Imagine playing EverQuest for 10,000
You
years.
need something? See you later.
Have been able to find any food?
See you around.
Well, that's not much, but it should keep us alive for another day. I believe you'll find this fair price.
Safe travels.
Our secret here depends entirely on staying hidden. Should the shield fall, even for a moment, Malygos' minions would have us. One of my responsibilities is to rejuvenate the War Mage's mana level so their focus doesn't falter. With their supply lines lost, I've been forced to improvise. I could use your help. Near the Nexus, arcane serpents feast on the abundant magical energies. Once defeated, they will yield a mana essence I can make use of.
Have a good one. See you later.
It's vague, Lunarith. There's some implication that he was frozen, and there's some implication that he was not. We actually see exactly how they freeze people, and how those people do not have an acknowledgement of the passage of time from a first-person view during the Demon Hunter starter event, if you remember that. So, maybe it was stasis, maybe it wasn't. I've always assumed it was stasis because of the aforementioned and just general logic. I mean, Warcraft 3 is not known for being exactly one-to-one in terms of storytelling. Warcraft 3 has this thing called gameplay and story segregation. It's something Blizzard's really mad about, actually. It's like, oh my god, there's a single battle cruiser. It'll destroy the entire city. And then you play the game and there's like 12 of them and they're just going, and they die to Marines, right? Like, alright, Druid, now that you've become familiar with the enemy, it's time for you to get to work. Our goal here is simple. We're to remain hidden from Malygos, observe his brood, and thwart his efforts wherever possible. To that end, I have a task for you. The Blues are laying their eggs at the base of the Nexus. Exposure to so much arcane energy will make them hatch sooner. There's no telling what effect it'll have on their spawn. I don't intend to find out. Slay the local wormkin and use their frozen axes to break the eggs. Oops, sorry. Ah! There we go. It is wise of you to bring this to me. If you truly wish to contribute to our efforts, no matter the risk, I shall share with you its meaning. We've discovered a fragment of a special prison. Malygos' minions use similar prisons to hold their captured mages and other arcane entities, but this one was constructed to hold something stronger. In hopes that the enemy of our enemy will be our friend, you must search out the prison and find its remaining fragments. They are most likely to be in the possession of his most trusted underlings. Yeah, I like that too, Master Man.
King's honor, friend.
I always loved the little lore tidbits in the manuals back in the day. Age of Empires, Homeworld, StarCraft. That's a lot of RTSs, but whatever. Hell, even Mario used to have that. This is worse than I expected. Malygos is channeling way too much power to this place. If he's not stopped, Azeroth will be the next Outland. Fortunately, I believe I've engineered a temporary solution.
Bless you. For the Alliance.
You got the samples? Yes, I'll do it nicely. Thank you. You gonna tell me your solution? No? Okay. That's true. Diablo2 did too. You are absolutely right. But anyways, that's why I say it was vague, because the storytelling in Warcraft 3 is always vague, because it's always vague in those games. That's normal, right? So, with very little information on to go on, you can make up your own mind what happened there. I lean towards the magical imprisonment thing, partially because that makes it less horrible, and makes it make more sense. But also, and far more importantly, because that's what we see during the Demon Hunter starter sequence. Let's see. Well, there are not a lot of these things right now, are there? What? Actually, you know what? Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to give you some bear butt there. I heard you were trying to loot some bear asses, so I figured I'd try to help out a little bit. No, what you're remembering, because I know what you're, I think I know what you're talking about, Lunar Earth, so forgive me, I shouldn't presume, is when we're in, oh my god, I can't think of the name of the planet. We go there like 3 or 4 times across Legion. Niskara, I want to say. When we go to Niskara, he's back on in the Black Temple in Outland, as we, the players, are slowly encroaching and getting ready to go kill his ass. Then, you know, we get back, and then Illidan is dead, and then we get released during the events of Legion and have our escape from the... I can't remember the name of the place. The prison, the Warden's prison. Right. This is one of those quests where you have to get a thing to get a thing. Not a favorite of mine. Good news is the final step shares. So, could be worse. I'll have to take your word on that, Lunar Earth, because I have no particular memory of that. So, remind me again when we get there, and we'll talk about it, I guess. Because all of the campaign stuff should have been pre-Suramar. Yep, social equality and eternal life. That probably would have looked really appetizing to people who are probably... Like, a decent number of those people lived through the Second War. And those who didn't grew up with the consequences of the Second War. I don't think anybody was really happy at that point in history. Except for the rich, of course. They were fine. And if that sounds like I'm just bashing the rich, try to remember that we know a decent amount about what people like the Barovs were up to. The rich were fine. Can you stop ripping my energy out of me, please? Thank you. One more of these stupid essences. Hell, I bet if you came out with the Cult of the Damned in real life at several points in human history, people are like, sign me up! You're gonna serve the undead cult? Yeah! What's the alternative? Oh yeah, good point. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Alright, where are we at over here? What do I want to go for eventually? We've got Pulverize. Consumes 2 stacks of Thrash to deal tons of damage and reduce the damage they deal to you on a cooldown. Raise. Cost, so this is a rage dump. Strike with the Might of Arctic, doing tons of damage to all enemies in front of you. So, cone attack. Rage of the Sleeper. Minute cooldown. Prevents 20% of all damage you take. Increase your damage done. And grants you 20% leech. And reflects nature damage. That's a hell of a live button. Or Lunar Beam, a personal favorite. Launch a beam of lunar light at your location, increasing your mastery by 50%, dealing arcane damage, and healing you over 8 seconds. I kind of want to go over the right side of this, I think. So, in that case, I'm already kind of good to go on that. Yeah, it looks like I already have access to those talents. So I can just get whatever I want to. Yeah, let's make Mangle better. Mangle generate more rage and do more damage. Yes, please. Rage, rage, rage. I need to be angrier!
How are you? Have a good one.
Do you have the mana essences?
Safe travels.
Your service to Dalaran will not go unnoticed. I hope you find this payment acceptable. Sure.
See you around.
It pains me to order the destruction of dragon eggs, enemy or no. May the ends of this war justify the means. It's this very, very serious war. Have you discovered any other pieces to the prison? It is done. I sense a strong presence in this prison. Let's hope it proves to be an ally. Do that in a second. The blues have begun to cover their drakes in mysterious runes. I must discover their significance. He pokes his hand with a spear and coats the tip with his blood. Take this and use it on one of them. Wait for it to become subdued and bring it to me here before it expires. Okay. Hang on, let's see what's in this prison. It's Carriestraza. I am free? I was destined to spend an eternity roaming an empty abyss, and now I am saved. You cannot fathom my gratitude. When I refused to bend to his will, Malygos bound me to that prison and then shattered it, and then shattered the pieces. Should I live 100 of your lifetimes, I will not forget this kindness. Who are you again? Okay. We cannot wait for me to regain my strength. I must rely on you to make preparations. During my captivity, I was able to learn much about Malygos' fate. This now allows us to use this knowledge against him. There is a great blue dragon, Saragosa, who circles above the Nexus. She serves as the Aspect's guardian and his consort. If any serious threats arise, she alerts her master of the danger. I suffered greatly at the hands of Saragosa during my captivity, and now her time to die has come. But first we need bait. Right, now we're going to go into this other quest.
Hello. See you later.
Might I impose upon you a favor? Coristrasa is the sister of Raelistraz, the red dragon in charge of our outpost. Against her will, she has ascended to one of the upper rings of the Nexus to observe some frighteningly powerful blue drakes. Though he'll never say it, he worries about her well-being and would welcome any news about her. Please seek her out. Ask her to put her pride aside and send word to her brother.
See you around.
And spend a talent point. Doesn't matter on what. At this point, this is all filler. I guess I get my interrupt. Because there's, like, nothing else I want here. Yeah, so, interrupt. Boop. And we'll put that there. Malygos was here. That would be very funny. Don't mind me, blue dragons. Everything's cool. Be cool. Be cool. It's quite presumptuous of you to interfere in the personal affairs of a dragon, don't you think? Lady, I have already killed several dragons, including a red drake, so don't even bring it, okay? I'm gonna assume that's Spartan. That aside, it would be wrong of me not to tell my brother that I am well. You may tell your meddling friend I will keep my brother abreast of my actions. He possessed the courage to draw so near to Malygos' lair, or is it simply arrogance? Oh, that was Fife. Hi, Fife. Soon we shall know. I am a seasoned trainer of the graceful drakes of the Red Flight. My business here is to study the enemy and teach my precious pets the tactics that will be most effective when we face the master of the blues. To demonstrate your nerve and ability, I will allow you to ride on one of my drakes to the enemy minions. Okay, I can accept that. Okay, that one's Spartan. Cool. Yeah, I can't say, lady, I've been to space, because I actually haven't done much logically on this character. Like, I came to the Northrend area, fought and failed at stuff over at Garrosh's Landing, Did some stuff at the Borgor, helped some Murlocs, helped out with the Tonka. Did a whole bunch of stuff for the flights, including the blue flight, and now I'm fighting into the blue flight. And that's pretty much my entire career right there. Kind of weird to think about. Let me just show my throwing arm here. Kenny did not kill you. Don't die. There we go. Good. Okay, come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Who's a good boy? Whoop, 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 whoop. Not too fast. Not too fast. Oh, Jesus. Too fast. Too fast. Too fast. Too fast. Too fast. Oh, God. I'm so fast. I'm so fast. Gotta bleed speed. Okay, we're good. We're good. I've got the need to bleed speed. Did I lose him? I might have lost him. Nope, he's still there. Yay. Grab some crystals while we're here. Come on, boy. You're about to be murdered. That's not actually a joke. This always bothered me. We go through all this effort and work in order to subdue this Drake, in order to bring it back alive and intact. Yeah, someone from my warband's been to space, lady. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, a vet who's been here, which canonically we are, has killed Kil'jaeden. So we bring this Drake back, and he's like, oh, thanks for bringing the Drake back. Easy now. Everything's fine. Then he kills it, just on the spot. And it's like, dude, the fate of those young Drakes need not burden your conscience. Malygos alone is accountable for this. Dude, I am working ceaselessly to discover the secrets of these runes. We shall take no more lives than we must. Do we take 0? No? Okay, cool. Just wondering. That's true. We have been to Outland, which is probably as close to space as you can get without just getting in a spaceship and going to space. And that's never going to happen in this setting, so... whoops. Right on the ledge there. Look, something me and Pax have been pushing for literal years now is the ability to have Guild Wars 1 hero concepts in WoW. But, like, it's our own alts, you know? Hell, they need to do that for the followers concept in warbands, but they're never going to do that. Let's see. Now we just need to kill the elites. Oh, yeah, let's go do that. What expansion is my favorite? Well, I haven't finished reviewing them yet, Fabrin, so I don't really have a definitive answer for that yet. However, let's get a tutorial for the Oculus here, because that is what this is. If you put a gun to my head, I'd probably say Legion. Followed almost immediately by Pandaria. Having said that, War Within has been really firing on all pistons. I have very few complaints about War Within so far. Where the hell? Are they up? They're up. Yep, there they are. I'm not sure if you can do it at 20, Spartan. I know that the level requirement slowly goes up. So I'm not sure, like I said. So, I'm sorry, this is not actually training for Oculus. This is training for Malygos. My bad. These are Malygos' abilities. What about yours, Fabrin? What's your favorite? Yeah, I have a friend who just started WoW last year, and so far their favorite expansion, by a huge margin, is War Within. Now, granted, they haven't done Legion yet, but they have done Pandaria. My Drake tells me that with practice, you might become a capable competent. Okay. Oh, there's 45. We just got a whole bunch of cosmetics. So now we can grab... What am I going for? There's actually a lot of good things I could grab at this level. Let's go for the live stuff. Let's get some live cooldowns. Reduce cooldown of our major live buttons. And that'll also give us access to a periodic heal. Whoops. Oh, right, I need to do... Really wish my bank would stop cold calling me. Hey, do you need a loan? Hey. Hey, do you need a loan? I don't even know if they're selling me a loan. It's just, I'm assuming that. Okay. What am I doing? I am finding the item, which is not here. Well, that is a good question, Linerith. So I actually have 2 banks. Actually, I have 3 banks. Actually, I have 4 banks. Sorry. But the bank who's calling me right there, that's the National Bank. I don't see the quest item, and that's not good. Can I have another one of these stupid things? Thank you. We are reviewing launch War Within during this thing. Patch War Within will be another year or 2. Have you gathered the mana shards? Thank you. I am drained from the effects of confinement, and my strength is returning very slowly. I shall use my power from these crystals wisely. They are a byproduct of Malygos' malevolent schemes. With any luck, they'll play a part in his undoing. Using the mana crystals you provided, I have created this power focus. Saragossa is a glutton. She'll be unable to resist its lure. Inside it lie magics that will greatly diminish her power. Let's hope she doesn't see through my rules. Prepare yourself and speak to me again when you're ready to face her. I am ready to face her. As a bear. Huh. Oh, here we go. Hey, check it out. A giant chunk of mana. Eat up. Nom, 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 nom. Did you enjoy that snack? Because I'm going to kill you now. That's irritating. Alright. She's dead. As it should be. And yeah, no, Legion has several issues, flaws, and problems, which War Within does not have. Legion also has a tremendous amount of content, so we'll see. It's the only time in WoW history I've actually felt the desire to level every character to max. Damn it, I was just that close. Damn it. Saragossa must not be allowed to live. The world's a better place without her, but our work is not yet finished. The time has come to strike at Malygos himself. Malygos is certainly aware that something is amiss. I know him. His focus is fragmented. I am confident I can lure him into this from the safety of his realm when he learns what became of his precious Saragossa. Okay. You have news for me? Word of Curious Strauss's rescue has reached your ears. You're to be commended. I'm eager to speak with her again. Rayla Strauss, it is good to see you again. Curious Strauss, I wish that circumstances allowed for a more fitting welcome. Fate has been kind to allow you to return to us. Fate, it seems, has been more than kind. A blow has been dealt to Malygos, and when he learns of it, I'm confident he will leave the safety of the Nexus. Malygos in the open? I dared for hope, or an opportunity such as this. I'll assemble our brethren at once. Prepare them well. Malygos' power is like nothing they've ever seen. We will likely only delay his plans with this diversion. Of course, my lady. Until we meet again. We owe this opportunity in great part to your efforts. It is only fitting you initiate the attack. Take this spark. Use it to light the signal. And we'll deal with that. What's this quest? No. I'm not interested in that. Daily quests. Blech. And don't worry, I do actually plan to switch to DPS soon. Very soon. Boop. Light the fires. Has someone done it recently? Oh, here we go. Stay close to me. I could not bear for any harm to come to you. Get it? Because see, I'm... Malygos! Shoves her corpse on the ground. Come, Lord of Magic, and recover your precious consort. What remains of her? Come, let us see the fruits of our efforts. Ah! Saragossa, what has become of you? Oh, I have no idea, Zactaft. I just make them mobile. I mean, they're Autobots, right? Make their base mobile. So there's Malygos. It's our first shot of him. He's got a beard, of course. I always thought he looked cool. All of the aspects are just a little bit different than your typical dragons. In his case, his wings, for example, are very webbed. Like, really webbed. Wait, what do you mean I don't usually do class-exclusive content? Can you provide an example of that, Linnea Ruth? Yeah, you can pretty much see straight through his wings. And of course, he's got the different head, he's got the runes on his face, and he's got the chunks of magic coming out of him. Which one? I've got several health bars, Spartan. Okay, I almost feel like you're gaslighting me here, Linear, because now I suddenly can't remember which class quests I did during the run. Either way, we do class content. If we don't do class content, it's because I made a mistake. So, Malygos shows up. freezes her in a giant freaking ice block, and says, "You have bested my consort, now you will take her place." Yes, that is exactly as awkward and uncomfortable as that should sound. Ah, you're referring to ARCHUD, A-R-C-H-U-D. It's my favorite of the various heads-up display things. There's actually been several over the years, but I've been using ARCHUD for an extremely long time. I think you're right, Blade Jabal, because I obviously did the quests. I played the classes. I also didn't manage to finish leveling Picto in time to, so that's why we went Red Mage instead. Wow, I'm getting a lot of spam today. Look at this. Holy crap. Delete and report spam. Thank you. Goodbye. We have dealt a blow to Malygos, but it's come at a heavy price. We must now do a dungeon. So, you're probably wondering why I did stuff in this order. To talk this out, for those of you who haven't been really paying attention, by the way, we're officially getting ready for the dungeon right now. If you're playing normally, what ends up happening is you get a quest in the first zone, the very, very first town, right? And that quest is either here in Valiant's Keep or over here in Warsong Hold. That quest leads you to the Amber Ledge. We just did those quests. We find out about the Blue Dragons kidnapping mages. We go over to the Coldarra. We do a bunch of quests. These quests lead directly to the Nexus. The end. Then we do the rest of Borean Tundra, which, as you know, is a bunch of unrelated story arcs that have nothing to do with anything. Eventually, we move over to Dragonblight, which is the next logical zone. We get a quest chain to go here either to Agramar's Hammer or to Star's Rest, depending which faction we are. We deal with these Olderubs, we deal with the Nubians, we find out about what's going on with the Tuscar, and oh my god, there's all this magic stuff, and we find out that Malygos is murdering innocent civilians to gain power to attack Wormrest. So we do the Wormrest quests. Okay. And then the Wormrest quests don't lead to anything. And then we go and we do like Grizzly Hills, and then Zoldrak, and then Storm Peaks, and then, now that we're level 70, we continue the Nexus chain. So, for the sake of story coherency, and yes, this is yet another story sequencing negative. There's going to be a couple of those. I decided to do it in this order instead. So we did the Dragonblight first, because most of these quests feel more like a, oh my god, what's Malygos up to? And then we do the quests over here in the Tundra, which lead directly into the Nexus, which leads directly into the Oculus, which leads directly into the raid. We're missing someone. Who are we missing? Jesus Christ, wow, come on. Your story's there, just sequence it correctly. But new players! You're dumb. Can someone help me summon, please? I'm not sure if Bregwin can help me summon. Apparently she can. That is hysterical. Okay. Alright, you gotta accept this summon. It's very important, Spartan. Okay. Let's do the Nexus first. Actually, let's do a tech test really quick, just because I'm curious. I doubt it, but I am curious. If this works, this will save us a hell of a headache later. Looks like it's worked.
Hey there.
Archmage Baronand loaned me his research on the Arcanomicron, some sort of map that Malygos is trying to assemble. I made the mistake of discussing it with a group of Alliance adventurers, and now it's gone. That's right, the Alliance scum stole it. Unless you're playing Horde, or Alliance, in which case the Horde scum stole it. This is what we were talking about earlier. Early on, they really try to shoehorn the Horde versus Alliance thing in a really dumb way.
Hey there.
I've learned more in my short time here than in decades of studying. The Ancients here are exposed to incredible levels of arcane energy. It's literally transforming them into something. I'm confident there's a final stage to their metamorphosis. Find me some evidence of their final state.
See you later. Good day to you.
Azeroth's ley lines are being redirected into the Nexus. The influx of arcane energies is tearing a rift between dimensions. I can't stop it. I found a way to slow it down. Take this and forget to do this quest, and then end up abandoning the quest years later.
Safe travels.
Because no one ever remembers to do that quest.
How are you?
Malygos has taken Estraza to serve as consort. We cannot allow this to come to pass. You must do whatever it takes to spare her such a fate.
See you around.
Okay, let's see how this goes. Whoa! Oh, whoa, whoa. Okay, hold up. What the hell was that? No, the Estraza thing is just gross. I get that it's a little bit different for dragons, because clutches and eggs, but that's still gross and it's still unacceptable. No, Braidwin says she's time-walking. I believe her. I know I'm time-walking. Hang on. Hang on. Did I just turn it off? I might have just turned it off. I did. Hang on. I'm going to turn details back on. We've got to be edgy. Okay, so let's watch another fight here and see what the hell's going on, because something's wonky somewhere. Like, we are specifically on heroic, which ostensibly is a good thing. Oh. No, I see the problem. All right, do me a favor, everyone, back out. We're gonna do a little bit of a tech test here, because you'll notice the enemies are level 30. They shouldn't be. They should be level scaled, right, to whatever level we are. I wonder if level scaling doesn't work for heroic at all. If so, that does answer my question. So, for those of you wondering, first of all, I'm curious about the tech, but second of all, there is one dungeon in the entire game which I absolutely want to do on heroic, that is Dead Mines. For reasons I don't feel the need to go into. We may have to just do it as super overpowered whatevers. So let's go ahead and set it back down to normal. And let's see what happens. Well, now it's level 46. Got it. That is what I wanted to know. Heroic does not scale, even if you are currently scaling. So now this normal mob will probably be harder than the one we just killed in Heroic. Because, of course. Anyways. No, that is a shame, because that means when we get to Dead Mines, that's not going to happen. I was also vaguely hoping we could do the rest of the dungeons on Heroic, so we could have a little bit more of a legit experience. Because we've just been rolling over these dungeons despite being scaled. But it's fine. It's just something we'll live with. Who knows, maybe this super time-walking thing they keep talking about will fix this problem. So this is the Nexus. As you can see, it is exactly what it sounds like. Brickwork positive. Nice place. Very, arcane rune-y. Like, I don't know, I like the runes. I like the draconic stuff on the walls. Buggy. Gum. This is an interesting room. So, here, let's go ahead and kill this guy by himself. And then I'm going to run up by myself. And I just want to show off something. So obviously all these Alliance people are all Alliance scum. But they're all also frozen, I think. So if we walk up, oh, they break out. But also, they just kind of sit there, and their aggro radius, I swear, don't quote me on this, is a little bit shorter than it otherwise would be. Probably because they're stuck in ice. So we have the Rangers. They have rapid shot, which they just pick a direction and shoot in it. We've got the Berserkers. They charge and hurt. And we've got Clerics, which I don't see here. No, there they are. They heal. Pretty basic trash. Nothing fancy. However, you would not believe how many people die on this pole. This hallway right here, especially on Heroic. Quite frankly, I've seen people die on this hallway in time walking. It's really easy to overpull. And remember, these guys are healers and ranged chargers. The Berserkers charge whoever's furthest away, so you can kind of control who they charge at. Or, I don't know why I said the Berserkers. The Alliance, the commander guy, the guy we just killed. And of course, the Raiders, once they start doing the rapid fire, will just shred whatever's in front of them. Simple but solid trash. Immediately after this, we're going to start facing the anti-mage trash, which is going to be a decent chunk. So that was the first half chunk of the trash. Second trash, these guys up here, they silent, they interrupt, and they like to do mage damage themselves. They're literally mage hunters, so that makes perfect sense. But if you really want to pull these down quickly, go after the dogs first. The dogs are the one doing most of the problems here. So, we've just implemented this new tech, which is the yank, right? But they haven't really done much with it, other than, you know, with the Death Knight. If only we could have some way to really play around with that yank mechanic.
You know what they say about curiosity.
So, this... okay. I can work with that. So she's kind of a strange boss. She doesn't do much in her initial form. She's mostly just there being a mage. And then she does this! Which, of course, completely screws with your ability to do a lot of things because you're moving a whole lot. She also flips back and forth between Arcane, Fire, and Frost for obvious reasons. And like a true mage, she also knows how to make mirror images.
I'll give you more than you can handle. You know what they say about curiosity.
One's Arcane, one's Fire, one's Frost. So each of them use her abilities from that particular spec. The Arcane one, of course, uses Polymorph. The Frost one does Ice Barb. The Arcane one also does Time Stop, which is a stun. And the Frost one does Blizzard. That's the fun one. Yes, players do have mirror image. Doesn't work that way, though. Would be cool if it did. What's funny is this attack right here, how much of a problem it was depended entirely on your group makeup. Like, if you have a good druid here, you're fine with that. Because you have so many insta-cast heals. Paladin, not as much. So a couple more mage hunters here. Also, can I just say, speaking as a warrior main, silence was so irritating considering how many warrior abilities were technically spells and therefore were silenceable. That was back in the day. That's not true anymore. That was during Wrath. So, third bundle of trash. Third of 4. This room. Not a lot of people actually look around in this room. But as you can see, it's not doing very well, honestly. Someone somewhere has channeled a little bit too much arcane power over there, and it's sort of warping the fabric of reality. Maybe that's a bad thing, Malygos? I don't know, just random thought. Yeah, the music changes to accommodate the new area, so that's nice. So these guys are fun. We've got Chaotic Rifts, which are spawning arcane stuff, which just spam Arcane Missile. The Binders, those should be CC'd, and the 2 Heavies. What separates the Orcs of Warcraft from the Orcs of everything else? Well, the Orcs in Warcraft are people. Whereas most of the Orcs and everything else... I think it's good or bad imbalance that some classes are hampered in certain dungeons while others are super effective or useful. So, logically speaking, that's a bad thing. But it also has led to some good stuff over the years. I'd call that a wash, honestly. So this is one of my favorite packs. Whole bunch of crazed mana surgers, which just absolutely destroy your mana. And a thing spawning more mana beasts, all of which are doing tons of arcane damage. Notice how they're all doing Arcane Nova too, so lots of AoE damage coming out. That's always fun. There's our next boss, Anomalous. Also, look at how much space is just getting absolutely warped and twisted this close to the anomaly. It's not doing so hot. Which is funny because this is an Arcane Anomaly, which is pretty much the exact opposite of Chaos. So what he does is actually pretty simple. He creates a rift, becomes invincible, and then you have to go and kill the rift. The rift then does some things while he's doing some things. It also spawns mana wraiths, because of course it does. And then back to him. Ugh. He also does that, which reduces your health to like 5% or something like that. I forget the exact. Does it actually say in the journal? Rift Shield, maybe? Rift? No, it's still not it. Whatever. He does a bunch of damage. Okay, we gotta remember to use the item. Very important. I would say order completely out of control would be very similar to how it is over in Final Fantasy XIV with the light. Complete and total stasis, like you said. Truly unchanging, utter stagnation to an absolute degree. So with this section done, now we're going to have the fourth and final section of trash for this dungeon. As I can bundle all these things together here. A lot of range stuff in here, so. Okay. This is the plant section. I don't know why there's a plant section in the Nexus, but for some reason there's a plant section in the Nexus. So we got these crystalline frayers. These respawn regularly and rapidly, and they're just all over the place. You just deal with those. Their job is to slow you down. That's actually all they do. The actual trash is the tenders, who, as you might imagine, are healers, and the keepers, who do crystal strike, which does magic damage instead of melee damage, so it tends to bypass most mitigation. Oh yeah. When I say they heal, they cast freaking Tranquility, which is one of the better heals in the game. They also can be interrupted, however. We also have heavies. You gotta have heavies. That's the big guys here. We might have to pull a second one to finish the quest. We're gonna pull him over there, too. Come here. Honestly, yeah, probably Lord Paramount. Like, there's not a lot of logical reason for Malygos to be dipping into this kind of thing. skip that one. Nope. So I don't have much to say about this trash. Whoa! Oh, wow. Yeah, health exchange. Turbo killed me instantly there. That, probably shouldn't do that. That's a little buggy. Yeah, I'm not a big fan either, Lord Herma. It's supposed to be all mystical and arcane. Yep, the trash can kill me. Can confirm. But only the spirit linkers, apparently. Whoops. Oh, yeah, no, those treants hurt in Heroic. Okay, so they have an ability that swaps health totals, and it's supposed to be like a little extra thing you have to deal with. But something that's unfortunately shown up a lot as recently as this patch is there's a lot of older abilities which just are not actually balanced correctly for the scaling. We actually showed that off again back in Durotar, and there's a few other examples of this as we go throughout. So that should only do like a few thousand damage. Certainly something substantial, but not a huge deal. But it's not scaling, so in other words, it does the full total damage, which just straight up kills me. So, then we have this guy. He's actually really simplified, but I like him. This is a positioning check.
Watch your step.
Don't be over the spikes. They do that. And then I think he does one other thing. Oh yeah, spell reflection. So watch for spell reflection and don't be over the spikes. Yeah, honestly, I'm going to start giving that negative on a per expansion basis because it just keeps showing up after all. Speaking of which, let's just dot that down in case we haven't already. Have not. There we go. Negative given. All right. So because this is a reasonably well-designed dungeon, we're already ready to finish. But I missed one. Really? Oh, whatever. I don't care that much. Okay, so this boss, this is actually another simple but fun one. This is Carriestrasa. She's the one we were just doing quests for. So the entire room is constantly being frozen. The longer you stay in place, the more the stacks of being frozen stack up. Each new stack does more damage. In other words, you want to keep moving. It's worth noting for the purposes of gameplay, jumping in place counts as movement. So just sit here moving, and you're fine. No issues there. She also does a root, which roots you in place, which, that's right, prevents you from moving. She also has a hell of a cone attack, which you do not want to be in front of, and a tail sweep, because she's a dragon. And then she has an enrage.
Preserve? Why? There's no truth in it. No, no, no. Only in the taking. I see that now. Stay. Enjoy your final moments. Finish it! Finish it! Kill me or I swear by the Dragon Queen you'll never see daylight again.
For whatever reason.
Life, Binder. Preserve me.
That line has always stuck in my head for a long time. Like, she's clearly being driven mad by the fact that she's literally being frozen and corrupted by magical runes because Malygos wants to force himself on her sexually. But when it gets down there, she gets low on health. She apparently can't stop trying to kill us, and so she just demands that we kill her. And like I said, that's just sort of stuck with me for a long time. I'm going to abandon these quests because it's not worth the time.
Hello.
So it is done then. Our kind shall never forget the sacrifice Cariastrasa made for the cause. You sure?
Have a good one.
I don't remember her showing up in Dragonblight.
Hey there.
We've been to the Rift.
See you later.
Excellent work. Here's another cloak. You just gave me a cloak. Whatever.
You need something?
Yep. Quests give no experience. I know. It's kind of funny.
Safe travels.
Oh, there we go. That was strange.
Have a good one.
So that was Nexus. Nexus more or less stopped here. So something WoW used to do, and you've seen that in BC, and it wasn't true in Vanilla as well, and you'll see it in Wrath as well. They'd like to start a story arc during the leveling experience, and then put it on pause, and then come back and finish it much later. Well, that's what this was. So this is the Oculus. This dungeon functionally happens right after the Nexus, but because of the nature of what I just mentioned, you would finish the Nexus at like level 62, and you couldn't even start the Oculus until level 70. That's why we're doing these kind of out of order. It's worth noting they stopped doing that after a while, thank God. Because at a certain point, the leveling dungeons and the endgame dungeons stopped being story-connected, and that was probably the correct move. I'd say BFA was the last time they did that. Anyways, Malygos and his underlings grow stronger in power with each passing day, and now our latest assault team has been captured and is being held in the Oculus. We must attempt a rescue. Belgariastrasz and his companions are invaluable to the cause. Hey, Zar. I'm guessing it's the brewery, Gizlek? Or the meadery, excuse me. So, trash. Bunch of whelps. They're actually pretty simple. They're all glass cannons, but they hit really hard because they're glass cannons. So they have low health, and there's a bunch of them, and they hurt. Fun stuff to go through. We also have the Inquisitors. They're the closest thing to heavies we have for this section. So we're going to pull a couple of extras. Whoa, okay. Okay. Please stop using the thing that's killing me. Health exchange is not working correctly. Please stop using health, that stupid Spirit Link totem. It is literally killing us. Oh, the vehicles are going to be completely wonky. Question is it going to be playable wonky or, like, I guess I'll come back on my 80 wonky? Because that's our options, right? So, a lot of trash, nothing really fancy to speak about here. Like I said, it's mostly this glass cannony theft. We used to have whole setups for getting through here quickly because, after all, there was a speedrun achievement for this frickin' dungeon. And let me tell you, we practiced the crap out of that. It's funny, everyone's like, oh my god, nowadays you have to super speedrun. There was a speedrun achievement for this dungeon to do it in 20 minutes. And that was hard when it first came out. So, first boss. I don't remember what this guy does. Oh, that's right. Yeah. So, he's actually really simple. He summons spears that do AoE damage. He yanks everyone to him, then he stomps. That's actually it.
The prisoners shall not go free. The word of Malygos is law.
What is with these voice actors? We're gonna avoid the spheres, because the spheres suck.
I condemn you to death. I will not shall escape.
If this looks familiar, this is a very basic retelling of the fight all the way back in Mechanar. First guy, I can't even think of his name. Mech Lord, something like it. It's the gnome.
Way to run.
Alright, so there's a lot of ways to do this, and given our setup, we can probably do whatever we want to. So let's talk about this. This is the major mechanic of Oculus. Getting interrupted by texts.
Intruders, your victory will be short-lived. I am Commander Varos Cloudstrider. My drakes control the skies and protect this conduit. I will see to it personally that the Oculus does not fall into your hands.
So, green, red, bronze. In order to do this dungeon, you have to use these. That's kind of the catch. So remember, this is Wrath. They had just invented the vehicle mechanic, and they were way all in. For some reason, we can't use blue here. They were all in on the idea of you doing vehicles. So there's a dungeon that mandates vehicles. That's this one. And there's a raid that mandates vehicles. There's actually two, excuse me. We'll see one of those today, and the other one probably in a couple of days. So each of these works a little bit differently at the beginning of the dungeon and then at the end of the dungeon. Green has the ability to heal, but also has a chain lightning attack, which is really strong. No, I'm wrong. Nope. Green has the stacking dot. My apologies. So green has the stacking dot and the heal. Red has the chain lightning. Now, red's chain lightning is one of those doubles every time it bounces. So with red, in order to maximize DPS, you want to target the little stuff, not your actual target, so it'll bounce to your actual target and do more damage. Bronze is tricky. They have some other little things, like they can do a stun, they can do an interrupt, and they can debuff the enemy to take far more damage from the other two. All three of these kind of synergize with each other. There's also achievements for doing it with no bronze, no red, and no green. If you're really good, you could do like all green and get the other two achievements in one run, for example.
What can I do for you? Safe travels.
So we'll go ahead and grab a ring here, because I like rings. There we go, that one.
See you around.
I'll put that on immediately. There.
Hey there.
So,
see you later.
From here, it seems that it'll take our combined efforts to proceed. Above us, Varos hides behind an impenetrable shield. So you gotta go kill the trash.
Have a good one.
Yeah, we're gonna do all... Well, you guys can do whatever you want to. I'm gonna do all red.
Safe travels.
Now, here's a little tip, because I used to do this, again, very, very quickly. Whenever you mount, you end up facing the opposite of where you started mounting. Do you see that? How I flipped when I did that? So we're gonna go here. Come on. I'm gonna charge up here. I'm gonna get started immediately. We've got 3 AoEers who are buffers, and then we've got a heavy. Nothing too fancy. But we want to push through these as fast as possible. And there's those blizzards. I told you they AoE'd. Nobody listens to me, I swear. Yeah, all green is irritating, I think is how I'm going to phrase that. All red is pretty easy and smooth to do, all things considered, even back in the day. If you're doing the speedrun run, you wanted 2 red, 2 green, and a bronze. And the bronze needed to know what the hell they were doing. And if you're wondering, we have to kill these constructs. Killing the constructs is what actually is going to cause us to be able to progress here. This is one of those weird ones where, like, the boss is right over there. We could go poke him right now, but he's invincible until we get rid of all the constructs. So there's 2 routes you could go here. You could go around the outer ring, go around the inner ring, or you could do a 3rd route, because I'm an idiot and I forgot there's a 3rd route. You could kind of weave in and out and in and out. Which one you do is completely up to you and your group mechanic. For example, if you have something like this, going on the inner route first, might actually work out a little bit better. I'm going to go ahead and line of sight this, just pull all these people out. Come here, come here. Come here. Come here, come here. They also summon ice orbs. I actually forgot about that. This is another one of those dungeons that I kind of appreciate more than I actually think is good. They were definitely really stretching with what they could do with dungeon design, and that is something I always encourage. It also led to some of the... Whoa! Oh my god! Oh my god! Holy crap! Oh god! What is going on here? I'm dead. I'm dead. Wow! Okay. There's always something I encourage. Can I get a res, please? Thank you. Appreciate you. So anyways, this is one of the reasons why you might want to do outside first. It's because if you do outside first, you clear it up, right? You do outside first, you can inside do first, you can weave. For the record, we wove when we actually did our speed run. So it was like inside, outside, outside, inside, inside, outside, outside, inside. And that's how we clear all 8. Or 6, or whatever it is. I think it's 8. Feels like 8. I don't know. You'll see what I mean in a minute. You always want to make sure you're facing. Okay. And then we go and pop this. Used to have this hotkey too, just so I could do it faster. Now we go out here. We'll kill these guys. Excuse me. Hopefully you didn't aggro any drakes on the way here, otherwise you're probably dead. As you can saw, drakes will turbo kill someone who is not on a drake. And yes, if you're paying attention, the fight here is just 3 heavies. Live with it. Oop. Now we weave in. This way we avoid the drakes. Scooch over here. You can skip almost all these drake fights, and generally speaking you want to, especially if you're going for the speedrun route. You also want to land as soon as possible, because the drakes have a much higher aggro radius if you're on a drake than if you're not. You know what the biggest irritation of this stupid dungeon was? In order to get the achievement, it was a heroic. Which meant if you have any screw up at all, you're done for the day. Come back tomorrow. That just got old. Okay, we should be good to go. So we're going to, once again, go for the platform. And avoid all those drakes. Except for this one. Alright, now... Where is Spartan? Hang on. Spartan says... I don't even see where Spartan is. Where are you, Spartan? So first of all, make sure you add a travel form, first and foremost. You'll notice I do that every time, too. But, like, what's happening? Like, talk to me, Spartan. What's going on here? Okay. So it's an item in your inventory. It's called such and such essence. Looks like a little dragon. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so back to the bowels. What does this guy do? Amplify magic. Yeah, that's a fun one. Amplifies the healing and magic damage they take. Then he energizes a portion of the platform, inflicting arcane damage to everyone in that platform. And then he calls one of those assholes. We want to get away from those assholes.
No mercy. Take no prisoners.
There's your cone attack. Like that, see? Look how much that hits. And yeah, there's the beam, so we just avoid the beam. It follows a player. You see how it's actually following Maverick right now. I'm trying to face him this way to make sure that that giant cone isn't hitting the players. As long as I don't have Amplify, I should be fine.
They are too strong. Underestimated their fortitude.
Oh, whoops, there's a quest here. Let's grab that first. It is as I hoped. We work well together. May our continued cooperation be enough to thwart the challenges that await. Only one obstacle stands between us and our ultimate goal. Uram. Yeah, Uram. Uram is what we call a believer in the cause. He actually legitimately thinks that killing all the mages will make the world a better place. My opinion on that is probably conveyed by my tone. So he's a weird one, because there's 3 versions of him. Each of them is actually a trash fight.
What do we have here? Those that would defy the Spellweaver? Those without foresight or understanding? How can I make you see? Malygos is saving the world from itself! Ah! You are hardly worth my time!
He sounds so sane and reasonable, you know? This section right here is where it really became useful to actually have, you know, that facing trick I've been talking about. So my favorite dragonflight? I mean, red's the obvious default choice. But honestly, I don't know.
Clearly my pets failed. Perhaps another demonstration.
So the first trash pack was a bunch of elementals. The second one is a bunch of phantasms, murlocs, and ogres, who operate pretty much exactly as you'd expect them to. Yeah, Malygos is quite literally screwing up his only job. This is your one job, Malygos.
Still you fight. Still you cling to misguided principles.
This one's a little mean.
If you survive, you'll find me in the center ring.
This is a hard-hitting melee, so a rogue, basically. Several guys who just chain cast chain lightning, and then a heavy right in the middle of it. I've seen groups wipe on that trash fight right there. But then there's the boss himself. This is a positional and an area denial fight.
Poor blind fools!
I'm actually just waiting for it. So he's going to do Frost Bomb. There's your area denial. So you want to kind of be moving bit by bit. You also want to make sure that none of those Frost Bombs are behind those platforms, for reasons that'll be obvious in a moment. Or maybe he won't even get a chance to do it. Holy crap. He might just die before we do it. Yeah. Puts a time bomb. And some... Here we go.
A small taste of the Spellweaver's power.
So, area denial, and you want to make sure that it's not behind the platforms. He also puts...
Has been for us.
Dude, just die. He also puts a debuff on someone.
Simpletons! You cannot comprehend the forces you have set in motion. The ley line conduit will not be disrupted. Your defeat shall be absolute.
So anyways, area denial, make sure you don't get it behind the line of sight. 3 line of sight things around the ring, so you kind of kite him around the ring. He also puts a debuff on someone which makes him explode over time. So it's a lot of positional, it's a lot of paying attention. The time has come to face Aragos. I'm going to talk about this fight, but he essentially cannot get credit for this because in the version of the game that we're reviewing, because that's the rules and that's how we do things, he is a complete and utter joke. Like, I just want to stress that I'm going to walk up here and I'm just going to kill him.
You brash interlopers
by myself.
Are out of your element.
And he's dead.
The small victory will ground. Foolish little creatures. You and your dragon allies have won this battle. But we will win the Nexus War.
Spoilers, they will not win the Nexus War. Yeah. Anyways, so just to talk it out, the way that fight used to work, right? So he'd summon whelps. The whelps, the red dragon needs to maintain aggro. They don't really have a taunt, so what you do is you would target the whelps instead of him. And remember, you got that chain lightning bounce? So you use that in order to bounce off to him, do more damage to him, and maintain threat. Okay, he has an enrage. If he enrages and actually gets in melee range of you, he will kill your face off immediately. He does a big ol' AoE attack, which hits everyone, and he does barrage, which does damage to whatever single target is. So, fun stuff. Oh, hey, I got an ugly helmet. Sweet. I can already feel their defenses weakening. Not since the onset of this conflict have we dealt a blow of this magnitude to the Lord of Magic. Sure. So you can let me out, right? Like there's a shortcut? I mean, surely you'd have a shortcut for this place, right? No? Okay. Well, they technically do have a shortcut, and it's this one. Whee! I'm not sure if this counts as a shortcut. It kind of does. I think this counts. I think this counts. Ah! Not a bad dungeon. A little more experimental than it is overall good. I'd say that's a net positive. For now, we have to experiment with the raid. I mean, I've done that, Gizlek. So let's see. Zulamon in Classic. Took a moment to realize DPS I was DPS, not tank, but there's another blade that do multiple blows as a tank. Keeps rushing forward is dumb. Dies multiple times and costs you the bear. That sucks. I am sorry you had to deal with that. Yeah, most people hated the dungeon purely because of the mounts. For the record, I don't. Ignoring the fact that I'm good at mounts and I like the concept of the mounts, I'm with it. I do understand why people dislike it. I'm not trying to diminish that. As the argument goes, no, it's fine, 5. I didn't realize it was you doing it. I thought it was the enemies doing it. As the saying goes, I came here to play my class, not a tank, right? For the record, I think they should keep doing vehicle stuff, but they should probably keep it outside of raids and dungeons overall. Does anyone want to come along to get loot, essentially? See if I can actually convince this to be 25-man mode, because we saw that tip about how to do it, so we're going to play with that here. Alright, so that's Spartan. And then Fife. There are 2 drakes that draw from here. As it happens, I have both. But that's more of a coincidence thing. Where's Kira? No, there she is. Can I summon you? Yeah. Can someone who is not... Are any of you not time walking? Actually, you know what? Stupid question. 2 of you who are time walking, go down to the summoning stone and summon Spartan, please. Spartan is Tural. Taral. Taral? There you go. That one. I am incapable of joining you in summoning, so I need to rely on you. Hear my voice. Come down to the summoning stone. Use your summoning power to summon Tarol. To the summoning stone's right here. It's at the bottom, in the trench outside the front entrance. That is to say, the southern entrance. I have no idea if anyone's summoning it. I can't see anything. So I'm just kind of reliant on... Like, I can see, hang on, someone came down. It looks like that was Fife came down here. Join us, Muvrik. Well, join him. I'm obviously elsewise occupied. It doesn't matter which stone you use. I actually honestly forgot there even was a stone. Second stone. Is there a second stone? Now I'm confused. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. You'll get summoned anyways. Let me jot down my thoughts about the Nexus really quick. Yeah, damn it, I'm stupid. Okay. Let's see if it's the correct version of the raid. It looks like it is. So it looks like our trick in order to force it into 25-man mode actually worked. So here we are in the Eye of Eternity, the raid that everyone will always and forever just call Malygos. He is summoning all kinds of magic in here. Like, anybody time walking can't enter. Why is that a thing? It just... You know, it wouldn't be an issue if they allowed time walking to just be a toggle. Just something where it's like, boop. Hang on, let me leave time walking. Boop. Anyways, since I need to go deal with dinner soon, I'm going to go get this started. So let's go listen to Cam Clark for a second. Oh, wait, I guess I should wait for... Yeah, there we go. Okay, now we're going to listen to Cam Clark.
My patience has reached its limit. I will be rid of you.
So phase 1 is really boring, actually. He's just going to sit... Does he even say? No, of course doesn't. He's just going to sit here and do his thing. He's be like, I'm a dragon. I'm a dragon. And there's really not a lot to what he does. He drops a vortex thing, which you need to stay out of. And otherwise, this is a very basic pay attention check.
I had hoped to end your lives quickly, but you have proven more resilient than I anticipated. Nonetheless, your efforts are in vain. It is you reckless, careless mortals who are to blame for this war. I do what I must, and if it means your extinction, then so be it!
So then these guys spawn. This is the funnest part of the entire raid right here. Because you kill one of these guys, right? They come down slowly. You hop on. But unlike a vehicle, it's just a ability to fly, and you can also kill while up here in the air. So people, obviously, if you're doing this seriously, you'd have designated people who's responsible for doing this. But also, every now and again, he'll do this massive AoE damage, which will absolutely kill you, unless you're in one of these bubbles. The bubble is what keeps you safe from those attacks. But it also shrinks over time. So, the people who are not on discs are moving from bubble to bubble, staying safe. While the people on discs are trying to kill these as quickly as possible. The only thing that progresses the fight is killing all the people on the discs. So, actually a pretty solid second phase. Then we have the third phase.
Enough! If you intend to reclaim Azeroth's magic, then you shall have it. Now your benefactors make their appearance, but they are too late. The powers contained here are sufficient to destroy the world 10 times over. What do you think they will do to you?
So we're gonna one-shot him.
Unthinkable! The mortals will destroy everything. My sister, what have you...
I did what I had to, brother. You gave me no alternative. And so ends the Nexus War. This resolution pains me deeply, but the destruction, the monumental loss of life had to end. Regardless of Malygos' recent transgressions, I will mourn his loss. He was once a guardian, a protector. This day, one of the world's mightiest has fallen. The Red Dragonblight will take on the burden of mending the devastation wrought on Azeroth. Return home to your people and rest. Tomorrow will bring you new challenges, and you must be ready to face them. Life goes on.
I mean, does it, necessarily? We're at Northrend, lady. And I know what you're thinking. Lore, hang on. Why did you mute the music? I didn't. So, the Malygos fights, there's a lot of these. We've actually shown several already. These are one of those single boss raids, right? The Malygos fight is kind of normal to start with. Actually really solid in the second phase. And the third phase honestly sucks. I'm going to tell you about it, even though, again, thanks to how vehicles work, we can't give it any positives. Here's how this works, right? So you'd come here, and you'd have several abilities. Flame Spike, which awards a combo, and Engulf in Flames, which uses combo points. You can also do Revivify, which stacks up and pulls a combo, and Life Burst, which uses combo points. There's also Flame Shield, which you would only get periodically and would last based on combo points. Occasionally, every 30 seconds, you get a Blazing Speed. He would constantly, I mean every few seconds, spawn these glowing lightning orbs. So you have to constantly, and I mean constantly, be rotating around him like this in order to stay ahead of those. Otherwise, they will shred you. Some people in the raid, their job is to heal, so they're spamming Revivify like this in order to then do the big AoE heal. And they're just doing that non-stop. 3, 3, 3, 4. Now, the exact ratio of combo users to combo spenders, that kind of depended on other factors I'm not going to go into right now. The DPSers are constantly hitting him. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. And again, the exact ratio would vary. It was a bit of a DPS race because of obvious, but because of the jank of it and because of how hard it is to be able to tell where you are, positioning was odd, and positioning mattered in this phase. And he would do all kinds of things which would completely screw you over if you weren't positioned correctly. You also want the entire group to be in one tight bundle for the AoEs to actually do their frickin' job. Also, periodically, he'd face someone and just straight up kill them. Now, there's ways to mitigate that, but still, if you're not on the ball, it sucked. It was a very binary, janky fight. And that's why it's getting a negative. And that's the end of the arc. That was a really wet noodle, wasn't it? It's like, well, we did it. We stopped the Nexus War. Yay. Again, this is an interesting idea, and frankly, they'll do more interesting stuff with this over in Dragonflight. But for now, and for the most part, this is just kind of, huh? And it's a really weird side quest thing in the middle of the Northrend expansion. And yeah, that really should have been a thing. That should have been a huge thing, but nope. Keep in mind, Deathwing is just over there doing his own thing. Sure. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and chop off for the night here. I know this is a relatively short thing. This is one of the reasons I wanted to be 2 hours earlier. But anyways, tomorrow we will go ahead and start, I believe, let me double check. Yes, tomorrow we actually start up the Howling Fjord. Hopefully we'll get to start getting some actual honest-to-goodness positives going on here. I'll see you guys.